I want to quickly talk to you about Kapitus, and Kapitus is actually a pretty good lender, and a lot of folks are interested in getting loans from Kapitus. But it's important to really know the conditions that this lender really has. Okay, so into this conversation, I want to do a deep review of Kapitus. I want to give you the pros and cons, how to apply, and so on and so forth. So let me first talk to you about Kapitus. What is Kapitus? If you think about Capitus, I want you to think about an alternative lender. So Capitus is not actually an online lender. They're not a bank. They're not a credit union. They are an alternative lender. In other words, this is a lender that really will work with all kinds of business profiles, business scenarios. Okay, bad credit, no credit. Okay, they have no doc, low doc. They have all kinds of loans, and so they actually provide small business financing online. Okay, so basically, what I love about Capitus is that they have a hybrid approach when it comes to lending. So they are a direct lender in some loan transactions, and in other loan transactions, they actually work with a lender network to provide a broad range of small business loans and financing solutions. That's kind of cool. Why? Because basically they cannot actually take too much risk on their own balance sheet, so they are really diversifying. They're putting their eggs, their quote unquote eggs, in the proverbial in different proverbial baskets, if you will. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So one thing I want you to really remember about Capitus is that they specialize in quick approvals and fast funding times. Okay, so you're looking at 24 hours to 48 hours. So that's kind of cool. You'll get your cash 24 hours after being approved. And so that's really fantastic. And during COVID, for instance, during COVID, a lot of small businesses were pretty happy with Capitus because they were really funding them real fast. I mean, you know, you know, sorry about that. By the time the money from the government was actually hitting companies' balance sheets, at least the alternative lenders such as Capitus were there to actually provide some kind of quote unquote relief loans. So the good thing is Capitus has been around for a while. They have a proven track record, and they might actually have a loan for you too. So let me talk to you about how do Capitus business loans work. As a matter of fact, what are the different types of loans you can have through Capitus? The cool thing is Capitus is pretty diversified. So you can have a Capitus working capital term loans. You can have equipment financing. You can have what they call the Capitus Helix Healthcare Financing Program. You have SBA loans, among others. Okay. So when you think about working capital loans, the maximum at Capitus is 1 million, and you have they don't charge an APR. They charge something called the factor rates. So rate factors range from 1.12 to 1.26%. I mean 1.12 to 1.26. So that's about 12% to 26%. I mean, give or take. Okay. And terms here, 4 to 18 months. The application time is about 3 to 5 minutes, and the approval time 4 hours. Okay, and you can be funded actually in as little as 24 hours. So if you're looking for a working capital loan through Capitus, you can be funded as fast as possible. What about equipment financing? Well, the maximum on that one is $150,000. You have terms up to 60 months, and the approval times varies. It really varies depend on the specific equipment we're speaking about, and the funding time also varies. And the cool thing is, they actually fund all kinds of industries like farming, construction, manufacturing, medical and dental practices, retail shops, restaurants, and more. You also have the Capitus Helix Healthcare Financing Program. And this program is actually exclusive to healthcare providers. The loan amounts are undisclosed, really. Okay, so are the rates and the terms. But the application time is about five to 10 minutes, and the approval time 4 to 6 hours. And funding can be as in as little as 3 days. So it can be really fast. You also have SBA loans through Capitus. So Capitus is an approved SBA lender. So They will give you up to $5 million. Okay, and the terms up to 10 years, and the application time varies depending on a couple of things. The approval time can be 1 week to several weeks, and the funding time 1 week to several weeks. Okay. In addition, Capitus provides access to several alternative financing products such as invoice factoring, business lines of credit, purchase order financing, and revenue based financing. So, how do you qualify for a Capitus business loan this year? Well, the qualification depend on the loan that you want to get in the first place. Okay. And so for working capital loans, for instance, Capitus wants you to have a FICO score that goes from 575 to 625 minimum, 2 years in business, and $250,000 in annual revenue, or a monthly revenue of $21,000. For equipment finance, credit score here, they're looking for 600 to 675, 3 years in business, equipment invoice. Okay, they have to make sure that they are financing equipment really. For the Helix healthcare financing program, credit score of 575 to 625, let's say $250,000 in annual revenue, and you have to be licensed healthcare, okay, or as a medical practitioner. You also have invoice factoring. So here there are no minimum requirements here, but you just have to have verifiable accounts receivable. You also have line of credit. So here the credit score has to go from 575 to 625, 2 years in business, and 180K in annual revenue. You have purchase order financing. So there are no minimum requirements, but you gotta have verifiable purchase orders. You also have revenue-based financing. So the credit score here, a minimum 575 to 625, at least 2 years in business, and a 250K in annual revenue. And finally, you have the SBA loans. For the SBA loans, the FICO score is a little high. Okay, so you got to have a minimum of 630 to 680 or 700 really, and 2 years in business, and about $250,000 in annual revenue. So this is kind of cool. Let me just say that for all those loans, you have to have the cash flow to support repayment for the loan you're getting, and Capital is checking that big time. So for Capitus, you need to know that basically you have a high probability of being approved because they have so much products to really offer, right? Their offer is really diverse, so that gives you a chance to actually apply for something, right? If you don't qualify for something, you can qualify for other stuff. So that's kind of cool. It gives you a lot of flexibility, a lot of let's just say a higher probability that you'll be approved. And Capitals also they finance all kinds of industries, including agriculture, CPA and tax services, financial services. They also finance insurance, law firms, software, some providers in New York, Arizona, and Illinois. So usually Capitals does not really accept supervisorships, but on those three in those three states they do. You also have staffing agencies, trucking, used car sales, and so on, so forth. That really gives you a lot of possibilities here. One thing I want to say also is that all capitalist loans carry an origination fee of 2.5% or $395, whichever is greater. And however, this lender does not charge documentation fees. Okay, so overall, you're gonna love Capitus because they give you that flexibility. And also, this is something I have to really say here. Capitus does not allow stacking. Stacking means that you are carrying multiple business loans simultaneously. If you currently have a business loan with another lender, you will not qualify for a Capitus loan. So, something to really think about, especially if you are trying to get the loan real fast. So, how do you really apply for a capital loan this year? The thing is that they have a pretty streamlined process that actually lasts about 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, so you want to complete the online form. So there is a form on their website that allows you to really put all kinds of information. So they want you to have your financial statements. You got to have a voided check from your business bank account. They also want to see business bank statements for the previous 6 months. Sometimes they'll take 3 months, but on average, they will love 6 months. So that's pretty. That's really the variety of conditions they want you to really fulfill. That's the form. Now for SBA loan applications, you might have to actually provide more documentation. I mean, this is a government program, so the conditions are totally different. Okay, so once you provide all that kind of info, basically it takes Capital's about 24 hours to review the paperwork and really get back to you. So if you're approved, they can actually fund you within 24 to 72 hours. Okay, so that's really so it takes about 1 to 2 hours to be reviewed, for the application to be reviewed and approved. But the only thing is the SBA loan program takes longer. I mean, this is a government program, okay? So because of the government guarantee, but because the government also has conditions that all SBA loaners have to, SBA lenders rather, have to comply with, the process takes longer, okay? And so and you get funded. So once you get funded, basically you will start paying the next day or next week or the after 2 weeks or monthly. The repayment window depends on the loan program that you have. Okay, so whether you have, let's say, a revenue-based financing, working capital loans, or line of credit, you have to really see every program is different, and so renewals are easy with Capitus. That's really cool. And you can usually renew your loans once you have paid at least 50% of the current loan. So that's kind of cool because if you want to stack loans, you can to a certain extent. Okay. I mean, usually lenders do not really approve of stacking, but Capitus is pretty understandable. I mean, they're pretty understanding on that front. So when you think about Capital's loans, what are the advantages and the disadvantages of the program? So let me first talk to you about the advantages. So if you think about Capital's loans, you have a variety of products, a variety of credit products. So from term loans to lines of credit, you have a lot of possibilities. And also because Capitus combines direct lending and network lending, the company can facilitate most forms of business financing. Okay, and also you are able to go through the paperwork to actually fill the application, the loan application, within 2 to 5 minutes. Okay, and so this lender can approve some applications as quickly as 4 hours and fund some loans as soon as 24 to 72 hours. Okay, and so that's really good from a flexibility point of view. And also, one thing I want to say here is that some capital loan products, some capitalist loan products accept business owners with low credit scores. So, regardless of your credit score, you should be able to find at least one financing product that works for you. So, that's actually a snapshot of the advantages when it comes to working with capitalist loans. What are the drawbacks? So, while Capitus provides some information on interest rates and fees, it doesn't provide cost upfront. So you need to go through the process before knowing how much they will charge you in terms of APR or factor rate. So the only way to compare and contrast the cost of different loan options through the company is to actually apply and see what offers you get in the end. Okay. Also, with Capitus, you do have some origination fees, and those are very when they're applicable to the loans that you are getting, they're high compared to other lenders. Most short-term loan structures carry higher cost than more traditional long-term loans. So something to really think about. Also, there are some loans that Capitus want you to have a personal guarantee on. So those loans will ask for a personal guarantee, and that could be, it could be, let's say, a bummer for some business owners. And this lender also places a UCC blanket lien on business assets for loans over $5,000. So good thing is, Capitus, you have various lending products, quick and easy application, fast funding time in most cases, and also the low credit score possibility. So that's really good. So if you think about Capitus, I want you to remember that this is a legit platform. Okay, they've been around for a while now, so this is a legit business. They finance all kinds of loans. Okay, and they also have a rating, a triple B rating of A minus. So that's really cool. Okay, so triple B, Better Business Bureau, and they also have a 4.8 to 4.9 out of 5 on Trustpilot. So that's really good. You are looking at 375 to 400 reviews in general. Okay, and so overall, the cool thing is that Capitus will really fund you fast. Okay, one thing I want to say also is that if Capitus for some reason doesn't approve you, you also have the possibility to go to other alternative lenders to get the loan you're looking for. Whether it is bad credit loans that you're looking for, or business term loans, or SBA loans, or revenue-based financing, you will find your business loan through other vendors. If you're still unsure what to do, please let me know in the comment section, and I can certainly help you. Tell me where you are at. Tell me your location, the city and state where you are at, the sector your business is in, and then I'll guide you in terms of business loans. That's totally fine. Okay, whether you want to go to a traditional lender, let's say a bank or a credit union, or you want to go to an online lender, or even an alternative lender too. I mean, some institution that's kind of similar to Capitus, but maybe they do things a little differently. So the thing is that basically, if you have good to excellent credit score, and you can wait for a financing, you can find less costly small business lending options at banks or credit unions. Okay, I mean, banks. The thing with banks is that they do not really fund you right away, so you might have to wait, let's say, 5 to 10 days to actually be approved, while Capitus will fund you within 24 to 48 hours. So that speed, okay, that celerity is really what attracts a lot of business owners to alternative lenders such as Capitus and Smart Biz anyway. So that's really cool. So as a coda into this conversation, I just spoke to you about Capitus. I defined what the lender is really all about, the kind of different loans that they have. How do you qualify for a Capitus business loan, and how do you actually apply for their loan? Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.